Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nyca, and with some rather good news on a Friday. Absolutely good news, honey. I was over here just feeling, like really thinking about this man earlier today, and unbeknownst to me, the good news would drop today, November the 15th, that the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals delayed Rodney Reed's execution. A Texas appeals court has granted a stay of execution for death row inmate Rodney Reed as a growing chorus of supporters point to evidence that cast doubt on his guilt. He was scheduled to die in 5 days for the 1996 rape and murder. The Innocent Project, Reed's legal team, tweeted that the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals had granted an infinite stay. The appeals court ruled in favor of Reed's defense, who filed an appeal this week claiming that Reed is innocent. They claimed that the investigators failed to disclose crucial information that could have cleared Reed and relied on false testimony at his 1998 murder trial. The court said those claims deserve further review and remanded the case back to trial court. Reed, who is black, was convicted in 1996 of murder of one Stacy Stites, a white woman who was 19 years old at the time. Prosecutors claim Stites spent an evening at home with her fiance before she left and drove to work. During the drive, they say Reed intercepted her, raped her, strangled her, and left her body in a remote area. They cited Reed's sperm found inside Stites' body as evidence of Reed's guilt. Reed said he was having an affair with Stites and had consensual sex with her the day before her death, but he has long denied killing her. As its execution date loomed, the case gained intense national spotlight, with more than 2.9 people signing a petition. Signing a petition urging clemency, and high-profile supporters such as Kim Kardashian West, Rihanna, and Meek Mill voicing their support on social media. The Innocent Project thanked Reed supporters in a tweet on Friday. Thank you to all who called, tweeted, spoke out against the execution of an innocent person, the tweet read. Today we celebrate. Tomorrow we keep working to prove Rodney Reed's innocent. Kim Kardashian West also weighed in on Twitter, writing today, I had the honor of meeting Rodney Reed in person and the privilege of sitting with him when he got the news that the highest court in Texas had issued a stay of execution and remanded the case back to trial court for further considerations. Words cannot describe the relief and the hope that swept over the room in that moment, Kardashian West added. That hope had been building over the last few weeks around Rodney's case. We have seen Democrats and Republicans come together. We have seen grassroots activists and lawmakers link arms. Earlier today, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles recommended that Governor Greg Abbott grant a 120-day execution reprieve. Abbott's office did not immediately return a request from comment for CBS News as to whether the governor would grant a reprieve. The governor has so far not weighed in on the case. Reed's lawyer submitted an application for clemency to the parole board last month, arguing that new witnesses have come forward that implicate Stites' former fiance, former police officer Jimmy Fennell, who would later serve time in an unrelated on-duty kidnapping. One of those witnesses, a prison inmate, claimed in an affidavit that Fennell confessed to him that he killed Stites because he discovered the affair. The inmate said in his affidavit that Fennell told him during a jailhouse conversation, "I had to kill my loving fiance." Fennell, through his lawyers Bob Phillips, has denied wrongdoing and dismissed the claims of the new witness, asking why why would they wait to come forward? Phillips has said Fennell was devastated by Sykes' death. In their appeal to the criminal court this week, Reed's defense argued that Reed's due process was violated because prosecutors relied on Fennell's testimony at trial, who helped bolster the state's timeline of events. The testimony, they say, has now been called into question. The appeal also cited that the testimony of the witnesses who called the relationship between Stites and Fennell abusive, including a law enforcement officer who worked with Fennell at the Bastrop County Sheriff's Office. The officer claimed that the employees at the grocery store where Stites worked told him that they would remain on the lookout for Fennell and tell Stites to run and hide from Jimmy if they saw him coming. He also relayed that information to the sheriff's office at that time. I'm just going to basically say, I'm going to link this article down in the pinned comments, but I am very, very elated that this man has been granted at least a stay of execution. I was really concerned, like I said, about his impending situation, his execution day, and it's good to know, but it only goes to prove even more so that together we have a powerful voice and we can make effective changes. Let this be an example of what can happen when we come together. Now I know we had other people dipping and dabbling in this situation that added to the help, but I'm happy for him. I'm very happy, and now he can breathe easy tonight, knowing that his case is not he's not going to just die in vain. That's it. That's all. I'll link it in the pinned comments. Thank you all for your continued support. Remember always, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. Peace.